Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Planning Commission this evening. My name is Lisa Bickford, and I'm the Vice Chair for the Planning Commission. The parking validation machine, in case you need it, is located at the rear of the chambers. You can walk up the stairs and get that. If you would all join me in saluting the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm afraid of the gavel. Okay, now I would like to proceed with roll call. Commissioner Rosario is not here this evening. I am the Vice Chair. Melissa Bickford, I am here. Commissioner Barocio.
Here.
Commissioner Bandal. No, not here. Commissioner Cantrell.
Here.
Commissioner Cal.
Here.
Commissioner Casey.
Here.
Commissioner Escobar.
Here.
Commissioner Nguyen.
Here.
Commissioner Oliveria.
Here.
And Commissioner Young.
Here.
Thank you very much. So now I'd like to officially call this meeting to order and talk about the order of the day. Before we begin, I'd like to remind the Planning Commission members and members of the public to follow our code of conduct at meetings. This includes commenting on the specific agenda item only and addressing the full body. Public speakers will not engage in a conversation with the commissioners or staff. All members of the Planning Commission, staff, and the public are expected to refrain from abusive language. Repeated failure to comply with the code of conduct, which will disturb, disrupt, or impede the orderly conduct of this meeting, may result in removal from the meeting. This meeting of the Planning Commission will now come to order. I just want to make one note that we had originally posted that Commissioner Oliveria would be remote for this evening via teleconference. Due to weather, his plans were canceled and he is actually physically here. Thank you for being here. I'd like to read the summary of hearing procedures. If you want to address the commission, please fill out a speaker card located on the table near the audio-visual technician and deposit the completed card in the basket. There are also speaker cards in the back of the chambers and at the side entrance. The procedure for this hearing is as follows. After staff's presentation, applicants and/or appellants may make up to a 5-minute presentation. During the public comment period, the chair will call out names on the submitted speaker cards in the order received for those members of the public who attend in person. As your name is called, please line up in front of the microphone at the front of the chamber here. Generally, each speaker will be given up to 2 minutes for public testimony, and speakers using a translator will have twice that time, or 4 minutes. At the discretion of the chair, the time allotted to each speaker may be changed depending on the number of items on the agenda, the number of speakers, and other factors. Speakers using a translator will have double whatever that allotted time is. After the public testimony, the applicant or appellant may make closing remarks for up to an additional 5 minutes. Planning commissioners may ask questions of the speakers. Response to commissioner questions will not reduce the speaker's time allowance. The public hearing will then be closed and the Planning Commission will take action on the item. Pardon me. The Planning Commission may request staff to respond to the public testimony, ask staff questions, and discuss the item. Please note that if you challenge these land use decisions in court, you may be limited to raising only those issues you or someone else raised at this public hearing or in written correspondence delivered to the city at or prior to the public hearing. The Planning Commission's actions on rezoning, pre-zoning, general plan amendments, and code amendments is only advisory to the City Council. The City Council will hold public hearings on these items. Section 20.120.400 of the Municipal Code provides the procedures for legal protests to the City Council on rezonings and pre-zonings. The Planning Commission's actions on conditional use permits is appealable to the City Council in accordance with Section 20.100.220 of the Municipal Code. Agendas and all staff reports for this meeting can be accessed on the city website under Planning Commission. I'd like to now move to public comment. So for public comment to the Planning Commission on non-agendized items, please fill out a speaker card and give it to the technician. Each member of the public may address the commission for up to 2 minutes. The commission cannot take any formal action without the item being properly noticed and placed on an agenda. In response to public comment, the Planning Commission is limited to the following options: responding to statements made or questions posed by members of the public, or requesting staff to report back on a matter at a subsequent meeting, or directing staff to place the item on a future agenda. Do we have any speakers for public comment? Okay. Moving on to deferrals and removals from the calendar. Any items scheduled for hearing this evening for which deferral is being requested will be taken out of order to be heard first on the matter of deferral or removal. Staff will provide an update on the items for which deferral and removal is being requested. If you want to change any of the deferral dates recommended or speak to the question of deferral or removal on any of these items, you should say so at this time. We have one deferral. It is CP 25-001 and ER 25007. Anybody want to comment on that?
Good evening, Commission. Manira Sandhir, Deputy Director for Planning. So we do have an item requested for deferral per staff. It's for a conditional use permit to allow the construction of a utility facility at 0 Skyview Drive, and the applicant is San Jose Water Company. This project is being requested for deferral because it requires a variance. We are expecting this item to come back to the Commission in the 2nd February meeting, but the item will be renoticed because of the added application. And staff is here and available if the Commission has any questions.
Can I, do we need a presentation, or can I ask for the motion?
You may ask for the motion directly since this is being deferred or being requested.
Who seconded? Sorry. Oh, hi, Bandal. Note for the record that Commissioner Bandal is here. So I heard a motion and a second. We're going to go ahead and vote, and I will just go down the list. Commissioner Rosario is not here. Let's see. Commissioner Barroso?
Yes.
Commissioner Bandal? Yes. Commissioner Cantrell?
Yes.
Commissioner Cow?
Yes.
Commissioner Casey?
Yes.
Commissioner Escobar?
Yes.
Commissioner Nguyen?
Yes.
Commissioner Alvario?
Yes.
And Commissioner Young?
Yes.
And myself, I'm a yes, so that's a unanimous to approve those deferrals. The next item on the list is the consent calendar. Notice to the public, there'll be no separate discussion of individual consent calendar items as they're considered to be routine and will be adopted by one motion. If a member of the commission requests debate, separate vote, or recusal on a particular item, that item will be removed from the consent calendar by the chair and considered separately. The public may comment on the entire consent calendar and any items removed from the consent calendar by the chair. Staff will provide an update on the consent calendar. If you wish to speak on one of these items individually, please come to the podium at this time. I don't see any speakers for the consent items. So item A is review and approve the action minutes from the January 14th meeting. Are there any proposed changes to those minutes? And do we do both at the same time or separately?
The same.
Well, okay. And so the other item on the consent calendar is CP 25011 and ER 25096, which is the conditional use permit to allow the installation of a new potable water pump station. Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve the consent calendar?
Second.
Okay. And let's take a vote. Commissioner Barroso?
Yes.
Commissioner Bandal? Commissioner Cantrell?
Yes.
Commissioner Cow?
Yes.
Commissioner Casey?
Yes.
Commissioner Escobar?
Yes.
Commissioner Nguyen?
Yes.
Commissioner Oliveria?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yes.
And myself, yes, as well. That unanimously passes. We'll move to the public hearing session. There is nothing on the public hearing, but I will still read. Generally, the public hearing items are considered by the Planning Commission in the order in which they appear on the agenda. However, please be advised that the Commission may take items out of order to facilitate the agenda, such as to accommodate significant public testimony, or may defer discussion of items to later agendas for public hearing time management purposes. There is nothing in the public hearing. We will move to referrals from city council, boards, commissions. Staff, are there any items?
No items for referrals.
Okay. We will move to good and welfare. Do we have a report from the city council?
We do. So a number of items went to the City Council in January, so I wanted to provide a quick report out. On January 13th, the City Council approved proceeding with the Habitat Plan amendments that's being led by the Santa Clara Valley Habitat Agency. And what the Habitat Plan does is it provides coverage for protecting biological resources within Santa Clara Valley. And at this point, the Habitat Agency is proceeding with those amendments. It's doing the environmental analysis. And once they're ready, those amendments will come back to the City Council for approval with a recommendation through the Planning Commission. So we are expecting that to come in the next few months. The other item that went to council that day was the mega ordinance amendments. So this was related to all the state law changes and streamlining efforts to allow for more housing, but then also a number of other state bills that were addressed in the ordinance amendments. And these were approved on Jan 13th by the City Council. Yesterday at City Council, we had a very intense housing day, but also as a part of the items considered by Council, the Planning, Building, and Code Enforcement team presented on SB 79, specifically the implications for the City of San Jose and how to move forward with implementation. So we received Council direction on moving forward with exempting the city's industrial employment hubs, such as North San Jose, Edenvale, and a few other areas in the city that are employment areas that are more than 250 acres, and also intercept with the transit areas identified under SB 79, exempting 1 mile walking path properties, so properties that may be within a transit station area, but are bifurcated or do not have a path of travel, a walking path that is less than 1 mile to the station. So those can be exempted, but that requires further analysis and study. And council also directed us to look at evaluating historic resources in the context of SB 79, keeping in mind the recent state changes under Assembly Bill 130 that allow for statutory exemptions for certain kinds of projects. And also exploring some minimum densities in the downtown core. So given that council has provided direction to staff, we are contemplating bringing a study session forward to the Planning Commission in advance of bringing the actual ordinance amendments. Upcoming council meetings, so in February, on February 10th, we expect the appeal for the conditional use permit for the late night use at the After Bar and Grill that was denied by the Planning Commission on November 19th. to move forward. And then at the end of February, on February 24th, we have 2 other appeals that are appeals of director hearing actions associated with the PayPal Park to allow for additional concert uses and also an industrial use on London Avenue that is next to the city of Milpitas that was appealed by some of the residents in Milpitas to move forward. Those are all the reports from council.
Thank you. Commissioner Oliveria.
On the 10th, there's an appeal. Did the city council approve a conditional use permit, and now it's being appealed to us?
No, this was an appeal of the Planning Commission's decision that is going to City Council on February 10th.
Oh, okay, understood. Okay, great. Thank you for clarifying.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to compliment the planning team for the SB 79 memo. It helped me a great deal to understand it, even though I've been through all the websites and things like that. And the presentation yesterday I thought was very good as well. I think the City Council understood the pieces of it and had some good feedback for it as well. So we're very impressed with the work done there.
And I have one question about the habitat plan. Is there anything that we can read in or review in advance?
The council memo from January 13th outlines, what the intent is with these amendments. So that is certainly available for public review and the commission's review. I'm happy to share a link with the commission
Okay, I can go find
afterwards.
it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
of course.
Okay, thank you for the report from City Council. Do we have any subcommittee reports or outstanding items?
No items.
I apologize. My throat is dry. Okay, commission calendar and study sessions. We do have a joint study session with the Housing Commission on the Housing Catalyst Work Plan on February 25th. Pardon me, 5:30 to 7 in Ring Room 118, 119, and 120. Please add it to your calendars.
And through the chair, if I may add, we are also exploring February 11th as our SB 79 study session day. We do not have any business items being scheduled for that day, but we felt that it's critical to keep the work on SB 79 moving, so we thought we'll schedule the study session, and that'll be at 5:30 p.m. as well.
I'd appreciate that. Anything for the public? Oh, sorry, Commissioner Bandal.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I thought yesterday's City Council meeting was pretty important. It was very long. It was good to see so many people here. And most of the conversation yesterday was very correlates to what we do here. So I thought it was very interesting. The SB 79 study that we have here on February 11th, did City Council already have that?
I think the presentation we did yesterday to the City Council really helped inform the direction that we could go, and we felt before we come back with the ordinance updates, we should, share the same information with the commission and allow you to provide us with feedback or guidance as we develop the ordinance. So the City Council did not have a separate study session on SB 79. I think the meeting yesterday was intended to be that introductory, hearing to discuss the elements of SB 79 and to seek direction from council.
Yeah, that was my second question. I was going to ask if it had to do something with what you guys went through with them yesterday, so we can kind of follow back on that and watch the recording and then before our study session, so we can be a little bit more knowledgeable. Absolutely. And my third question is Commissioner Pierluigi here? The agenda says he's in Michigan.
You missed that announcement.
Yeah, I had weather council made a reschedule, so happy to be with you.
And do we have anything else for the public record this evening? Commissioner Casey. Oh. I apologize. Do we have anything else for the public record? Commissioner Casey.
Thank you, Chair. I had a question for the planning department. What I read today was about the Fay development going into foreclosure, one of the recent buildings that just opened a year ago in the south of Market, or south of First Street area. And one of the key things they mentioned was that it was about 50% occupied, and primarily due to lack of parking, is what one article said. Not saying that is in true fact. But I guess it brings up a larger thing, and as we get into the 2040 update, is really checking back on the success of projects that we have approved and exceptions we make, or, we're saying, parking isn't required in San Jose for some of these developments, but understanding how that actually plays out in reality. I don't know if we measure that internally or if we have just some kind of metrics for success after the fact of things that we approve, or changes, and are there things we can learn from that development, since it's only a year old and already being foreclosed, that we should take into account as we do the planning for this 4-year cycle.
Thank you, Commissioner Casey. I think we'll have to go back and look into those comments. My understanding is the market conditions right now are also very unfavorable. So I'm not sure exactly what led into the foreclosure. But I know from a parking perspective, while the city does not have parking minimums, a lot of the times the developers will propose parking because they will not achieve financing otherwise. So typically we've allowed the market to drive the kind of parking that is provided in each project, and that has been our city's position. But we'd be happy to go back and look into how that affects other projects.
Thank you. And it's less about this one in particular. This is kind of just indicative. Understanding we're saying we want to do large development in certain areas and transit-based and urban villages, et cetera. Just looking back a year, 2 years, 3 years after they're live for the success metrics, I think it fits in pretty well with Mayor Mahan's kind of, dashboards and tracking of KPIs and things like that. So to kind of understand how we're actually tracking on some of these, I think would be helpful. So less about the FAA individually, because I'm sure there's all kinds of nuances, but just in general, the developments and how they're doing across the city. Thank you.
Great question, Commissioner Casey. Commissioner Cantrell.
Actually, I think it was a great question, and it brought another question to my mind. If we do that evaluation, I think root cause examination is important. I would look deeply into the cost of money for that project, given its timing, and whether that had more impact. Just saying. Thanks.
And through the chair, if I can add something in the public record. So just wanted to note that our general plan 4-year review process continues. Thank you to the task force, the Planning Commission as the task force, for providing your invaluable input last week when we talked about when we initiated the conversation about residential capacities. At this point, I know our next meeting is scheduled for March 4th, which will be focused on the small multifamily development and the missing middle housing. We are a little bit behind on our outreach, but I think we are looking to get the consultants onboarded this month so that we can do our open houses over the next 2 to 3 months. Not yet. We're waiting for the consultants to be under contract.
Thank you very much. Anything else for the public record? Okay, then I would like to adjourn. Do I have to nominate? You have to vote on it?
No,
Okay.
you can just hit the
Okay, we're going to adjourn, and I will hit the gavel. Thank you all.
Well done.